Hey people, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be creating this look using all of the products that I got in my August Ipsy box. I am going to be focusing for the most part on the products that came out of the box, so I'm going to kind of blow through a lot of those other things that I do for my typical tutorials that you see all the time. So if you see me blowing through some other things that you're like, hey, why is she going so fast? That's why. But if you want to see how I accomplished this look, then just keep watching. Alright people, so let's dive into my August Ipsy box. So, so we have brushes. Be Beautiful Be You by F.A.R.A.H. So we have eye brushes that I will try to use for today's eye look, because these are all eye brushes. We have Tarte Dream Big Amazonian Clay palettes. So we have a little eyeshadow palette that I will do an eye look with today. We have Suva Beauty Liquid Chrome Illuminating Drops. Yes, I will use these today as well. We have It Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer. Okay. We'll see if I can use this instead of a foundation today. And then we got the Purlisse Blue Lotus Daily Moisturizer with SPF 30 sunscreen. Protects and moisturizes, absorb easily, no white tint. Preps skin for makeup. Crap, I already used a moisturizer. I can still open this and I can still look at it. I mean, I could put it on another moisturizer, I guess. Sure, yeah, I could do that. So the first product I'm going to use out of the Ipsy box is the Tarte Dream Big High Performance Neutral Palette. And I have already primed and set my eyelids. So we're gonna break into this cute little bad boy right here. It's got one matte, this guy here, and the rest are shimmers. So here are all the brushes that came out of the package. They got some cool, I like these like awesome crystallized like daggery type handles they have. So I'm going to dip into Ambitious, this guy right here, into my crease as our first transition shade. Yeah, this guy is like flat right now. Just because it's been in that package, which is kind of annoying. Just go from the inner to the outer corner. The shade is very like matches my skin tone, so it's not really showing up. Alright, so next we're gonna dip into this dark brown, well, darker brown right here, and it's called Go For It. And I'm still gonna use this fluffy, it's actually called the 35EM mini tapered brush. And I'm gonna go for it and actually see how this fluffy brush is gonna work in the shape that it's in right now. Alright, so to give this shadow a fair shot, I'm gonna have to go in with my Morphe M441 fluffy brush, which has already been used and shaped the way I need, because this guy is just not shaped the way I need it yet. So it's putting things on all awkward and stuff. So let's try that. So I'm putting this Go For It on with my fluffy brush first. And I'm kind of focusing a lot of it on my outer corner. And then dragging it into my crease, into my inner corner. So like, you're kind of like when you run out of product, you're dragging that into your inner corner. So it's very light in there and dark out here, if that makes sense. And I'm kind of blending with most circular motions. Next, I'm going to go in with my Morphe M433 brush, a little more compact. I don't have anything within this brush set to work as this brush does. And I'm going to go back into that Go For It brown. And I'm just going to start getting a little more dense with the brown in that outer corner. And drag it into my crease. And you're gonna stay low in the crease. Like, don't go above your crease. So far, I'm okay with how this is performing. This is not bad. I do use a lot of Tarte products. I just haven't used a lot of their eye products. And so, I just wasn't sure what to expect, but I am pleasantly surprised. And a brown like this is something that you can easily find to be very patchy in certain palettes, but this is a very nice brownie kind of brown, like brownies, that kind of brown. And as always, I go in with that fluffy Morphe M441 brush and just blend edges to make sure things are seamless and smooth and awesome. All right, next I'm gonna go into this really dark sparkly color called Hustle, and I'm gonna put this in my outer corner, and I'm gonna pack it on with that Morphe M433 brush. I know that there's sparkles in it, which you typically, you know, tend to keep on your lid, but with a color like this, a lot of those sparkles tend to fall out, and I want something a little darker on my outer corner. So just gonna pack this on, and you're gonna have a ton of fallout, I'm sure. But with something like this, because it's essentially like this matte with sparkles in it, like I said, those sparkles will just kind of go away and it'll work out. So just pack that color where you want it, and then you kind of, once you got the color on there, you kind of spread it around where you want. And it's a very like pretty midnight purpley blue. Indigo? Is indigo the color I'm looking for? I suck at naming colors. If it's not just blue, red, green, yellow, then I'm out. And then of course we blend. And this color could take over everything, so I'm not getting too hardcore into it, like all over my eye. Just make sure your edges are good. So next on the lid, I'm gonna go in with this guy right here called Risk Taker. It's kind of got like this pinky purpley hue to it. And I will be able to use one of those F.A.R.A.H brushes. And this is called the 10F Concealer. So it's a concealer brush, but I'm gonna use it for my eyes. So I'm gonna try this first with no water. See what it does. And it's okay, but I want more. So I am going to dampen my brush with water. All right, and then I'm just gonna soften some edges using my Morphe M506 brush. And I like to use this little guy just so I can do more detail blending without blending away too much product. Next, I'm going to line my upper lash line with just some black shadow. And I'm actually gonna go into my Morphe Jaclyn Hill palettes and go into just that black shadow here called Abyss. Any black eyeshadow will do, doesn't have to be this one. And I am going to use this angled, let's see, it's another brush from that F.A.R.A.H collection out of the box. And this is the 15E angled brow. I'm not using any of these brushes for what they're actually for, but you can use brushes for whatever you want. I mean, there's no law. So just gonna dip into that black and do just a line, nothing special, not doing a wing. I really want to go watch some more of my Shark Week. I have a bunch of it recorded. I've already watched a bunch, but I still have a bunch more to watch. I wait anxiously for that every year. And I love the new little pocket shark that they discovered this year. The little, the tiny little pocket shark that glows in the dark. It is so cute. But yeah, it is amazing, like, what they find down there. Those alien shark ones. It's just some weird, weird shit down there. But it's funny, because like there were two years I watched Shark Week right before we went on a Florida trip. And it was just very fresh in my mind, and I had a really hard time getting in the water. So then my husband was like, no more Shark Week right before a Florida trip. You have to respect the sea. Now it's time to clean up this mess a little bit. You know what's so funny? Because like, I used to think too that like the ocean was where all the big scary stuff was, and like all of the freshwater lakes, ponds, creeks, streams, rivers were safe. And now that is so not true. Years ago I found out, oh, there are sharks that will eat you. And there are fish that can eat you in freshwater too. You're not safe. Nowhere is safe. I'm a total geek. I love learning about that stuff. There's this one guy from Australia that's on there like every year now, who was attacked by a bull shark when he was in the Australian Navy. And I think it's really cool how, I mean, he lost an arm and a leg during a training session, and they caught it on film. And I mean, that's a really traumatic event, and there are a lot of people who don't get over something like that. And after that happened to him, this guy is getting in the water, and this guy is advocating for them, and he is trying to impart knowledge and support these animals, and try to make sure that people know, and that the species survives and they don't get wiped out. Like, I think that's pretty awesome. You know, there's a lot of people that get attacked that don't feel that way. Now I'm gonna use my Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara to put a coat of mascara on my top lashes real quick. But anyway, Shark Week is awesome. Sorry to geek out on you guys. I'm sure anyone who's watching this video probably does not care about that stuff. So moving on. Okay, so now it's time to start on the face. So I'm going to get into the Purlisse Blue Lotus Daily Moisturizer here, because I did wipe off some of my moisturizer when I cleaned up my eyes. Let's see. Protects and moisturizes, absorbs easily, no white tint. No white tint is good. It's got kind of a smell, but not like a huge perfumey smell. You guys know that I use my Drunk Elephant all the time, but I can use this guy today. And it's good to have. when I don't want a tinted SPF. But I can use a little bit of this guy. Just gonna kind of replenish what I wiped off. And then you guys know I use my D-Bronzi drops from Drunk Elephant. Mix that. We should be wearing SPF anyway. I know that this thing says that it preps your skin for makeup. Yeah, this says non-greasy and non-whitening formula provides the perfect base for makeup. So this is saying basically that it's a primer without saying it. So we'll skip the primer today and we'll see what my skin looks like at the end of today. We'll see if it looks all broken up. May not be fair because my skin is oily combination, but we'll see. Next is the It Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer. I have used It products before. This is what it looks like out of the box. I am excited to try this to see how it works out. It was just very, very thick. It didn't work for my skin type, but I'm very anxious to try this product specifically just to see, you know, how it works on my skin. Oh, before I try this, look at this. This is the Suva Beauty Liquid Chrome Illuminating Drops. You can mix this in your foundation or moisturizer. Ah, I should have done that. So this, what this guy looks like a little tub of liquid gold. Oh. Okay. Okay. So, okay. Yeah. So I'm not gonna mix it. I think I'll put it on just afterwards. I'm using a damp or Real Technique sponge, as I always use for my foundations and stuff, to, and I'm gonna use that to apply this It Bye Bye foundation. I'm gonna start at my jaw area, as I always do. Really should have started out with less, knowing what I know. A very perfumey smell. I'm just gonna pat all this in. That's not bad. I mean, it'd probably be way, I guess it would actually be way darker if I didn't have all of my Drunk Elephant tinted stuff on. Now this is hydrating and anti-aging with 3D Skin Flex. Hydrating means, again, this may not be the best for oily to combination skin. And I don't know what 3D Skin Flex means, so I'm gonna have to Google that. Or look it up on their website or something. So far I'm not mad at it. Definitely giving me that dewy complexion. But when I put on my RCMA powder, that may eliminate some of that problem. I don't know. Take this down my neck. I don't know if this stuff is gonna oxidize. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've used their stuff now. It's very pretty coverage. I like it. I like how it looks on my skin. I mean, it's very, very dewy. It's very complimentary. It looks really, really good. It's just that I'm gonna have to see how it looks. This is the Suva Beauty Liquid Chrome Illuminating Drops. These guys right here. So, and I'm gonna go on the high points of my cheeks here. Woo! That's probably way too much. Can you tell I don't use this? So let's spread the love a little bit. So I was just gonna like pat this in with my finger. Is that a color? Oh, this is in the color Trust Fund. was just gonna kind of put this in all the same places I put my powder highlighters. So I'm actually gonna use the bottom portion of my beauty blender to help me pat this in. And then like if you are going out, you know, like especially if you're going to the pool, this stuff is good for like your body. You know, if you want to like make your body all, you know, bronzed and all like pretty and stuff. Oh no, it's in my hair. Ah. Okay. Clearly, I cannot be trusted to use this stuff like an adult. Anyway, if you want to look all shiny and stuff, you know, there you go. If you have nice hot collarbones, this is really nice too. This stuff is really nice to accentuate that. So I'm done with this stuff. I'm done. And I'm just gonna go off camera and do my eyebrows real quick. Okay, so let's finish up the eyes. All right, so I'm gonna take my Marc Jacobs Highliner in Blacquer. I'm gonna put it in my waterline. And I'm going to bleed over a little bit as well into my lash line. Then I'm gonna take this pencil brush by F.A.R.A.H, and it is the 105E pencil brush. And I'm gonna go back into that little Tarte Dream Big palette, and I'm gonna dip into this guy right here, and it's called All In. Yes, it's called All In. And I am gonna try this and see how it works out. And I'm gonna kind of hug the lash line and smudge the eyeliner a little bit. So you're kind of smudging it, not too much, but you are kind of smudging it, and you're putting a layer of this guy on top of that black eyeliner, essentially. Next, I'm going to go in with my Morphe E18 smudge brush, and I am just going to smudge this out as normal. Actually, I'm going to put a layer of that All In on this smudge brush and then smoke it out. To highlight my inner corner and my brow bone, I'm going to go back into that Jaclyn Hill. And I'm going to use those two colors, Enlight and Beam. I actually cleaned off that little pencil brush, the F.A.R.A.H 105E pencil brush. And I'm actually going to use that for my inner corners because I see me using that more for my inner corners than anything else. Possibly. And the eyes are all done. So in my last Ipsy box, I got this glow mist from Pixi, and I never talked about it again, and I thought I should. This did not work out for my skin, and it's nothing against the product. It's just that it does have like argan oil and stuff in it. This may be great for dry skin people. This is not good for me. I am oily to combination skin, so it just did not work out for me. I used it more than once, and it's just a no-go for me. So I am going back to my Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray, which keeps me matte, keeps my makeup from breaking up all day long, it helps keep me matte, I should say. And I'm gonna need this, I'm sure, with that It Cosmetics moisturizing stuff I put on my face. Then we're gonna fan this bitch down. Alright people, so this is the finished look. I like how it came out. I really liked the Tarte Dream Big palettes. There's only 2 mattes in it, but it's a tiny palette. I mean, what can you expect, I guess? But there could have been a couple more mattes. There are quite a few shimmers in there. And it smells like cocoa. I can definitely deal with something that smells like cocoa. The quality of these shadows was good. I liked them. I think I could have dealt with maybe 1 or 2 more mattes in there, but other than that, I really liked it. And I like the way this eye look came out. I'm a very big fan of Tarte products. The brushes that I used, these guys right here, some of them just need to fan out a little bit, and I just got to use them and shape them a little bit. All of the ones that I was able to use, I think the only one I couldn't use was this guy right here, which was the 65 EM Mini Shading. I was happy with all of them for the most part, except for just this guy, and it was just because I need to again, get them shaped. And I'll be using at least 3 of them. These 3 I can see myself using, the shading brush, the angle brush, and this little pencil brush. I can see me using those all the time. The Purlisse Blue Lotus Daily Moisturizer. This says it's a prep for makeup. I think that this would be awesome to use if I don't want a tinted SPF on my face. It didn't smell, it's not greasy. I'll have to use it at least 1 or 2 more times, like to work without using a primer probably, to see how it works out. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna need at least a primer with this if I do use it. The It Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer. I was very, very pleased with how this went on my skin. I like how it sits on my skin. It was very dewy when I put it on. I actually would probably have to look at the combination when I put it on in the morning to the end of the day to see how it held up with that Purlisse moisturizer. When I put on my RCMA powder on top of it, the dewy went away, which is good for me. It doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't look cakey. I didn't have a hard time putting it on my skin like I have had a hard time with other It Cosmetics products. But it is a hydrating product, which means that we're just gonna have to see how it works with my oily combination skin. And I'm very surprised with, at least with all the Drunk Elephants products that I used on my skin, the color ended up working out perfectly. The Suva Beauty Liquid Chrome Illuminating Drops. I'm retarded when it came to using these, and I apologize. I wanted to see how the It Cosmetics worked by itself. I could have mixed these drops with the foundation. I could have mixed these drops with my moisturizer, but I didn't want to taint my first use of those products by mixing it with something else. Obviously I put these on, if you watched the video, and it disappeared once I put on all of my powder products. It was like I might as well have not used this. And I think the best way is how I've used drops in the past, is where you just mix it with your foundation and it will give you a nice glowy look, which again I don't do a whole lot just because of my skin type. Okay, so that is it for this tutorial. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time, guys.